What's up guys, it's Denadon here, and today I'm taking a look at Kinetic Void. This is a space combat simulator slash construction build it game where you can design your own spaceship and then you can do with it what you want. This game is early access at the moment and the actual core of the gameplay itself isn't there yet, but the ship builder itself is quite good. So whilst the music builds in the background here, let's create a new universe. The universe is randomly generated, so let's give it a galaxy name. Let's just call it Galaxy. And then number of star systems, you can set it to be up to 50, but I'm going to leave it at default at the moment, and the same with the factions. Now you can see there is a creative mode and a career mode here. I'm going to leave it in creative mode where all the parts are free and there's no limitations on ammunition or anything. So that's how I'm going to go. And then starting ship, I'm going to set it as the Striker, which is a fighter, just so I can show you guys what it looks like before I start building my own ship. So let's get into the game. So yes, overwrite the galaxy because apparently I already had one by the same name. So as we load into the game, you'll see that we've got this game guide that appears by default. This is something that the game really needed. Initially when the game first came out on Steam, it didn't have this, and the controls weren't visible anywhere. So basically it was almost impossible to figure out how to play the game. There's still some issues with this, like I'm not sure all the key bindings at the moment, but at the same time, this really helps you in just getting used to the game. So here we go. This is the Striker, which is one of the default ships. And you can see it's quite sleek and fast. It's got the different engines on the back here. So let's see, what do we want to make? So if you look here, we've got a module count. We've got saying that it's a fighter. We've got credits, which don't matter in the creative mode. And then here you go, you've got the general ship info, which tells you about the ship's basic stuff. You've got thrust info, which is telling you about its performance. Sensor info, which is telling you how many targets you can lock, how quickly you'll lock them, and then how far away you can lock them. You've got kinetic field, which is what this game is based on, and that is telling you a bit about its strength. The kinetic field in this game works by basically being a shield of sorts. When you've got it activated, it will take some of your damage, but it will also disable Newtonian physics. Because this game does have Newtonian physics when you turn the kinetic field off, which makes things quite interesting and, in my opinion, very enjoyable. And then the other field you've got is cargo info. But we're not going to need any of these at the moment, so we're going to turn all these off and leave the general info on. So let's actually go over here to the Shipyard Tools, and you can see you've got a reset, you've got the ability to adjust how much the camera works, and then you've got various tools for manipulating with the ship. So we're going to reset here, so yes, we want to reset. And now you've got this starting base cube. This is telling you which way the ship will be facing, as well as what aspects you need to attach to it. That's where you've also got these missing systems down here that will tell you what you need to attach before you can launch. So let's go to the shipyard here, and then first we've got to put some kind of cockpit on here. What do we want to make? I'm thinking we'll make some sort of fighter. So we just got to mouse over one of these, and at the moment I don't think the specs matter too much on them. So let's go with this one, and you press R and F to position it. So we're going to figure out what way we want to position it, and then you can use Q and E to rotate. So I'm going to stick this on like that, and then we're going to select that. Now you've got more fine adjustment, but I don't think that's needed at the moment. So I'm going to hit space, and that's going to automatically attach that part. So you can see here we've got the start of a ship, which is just a cockpit section. So now we need to add a hull. So we'll go across to hull modules, and then we'll go through these. You can see you've got a whole ton of modules you can attach. And this is just in one size category. There are 5 size categories. allowing you to build something from a fighter right up to a fully fledged dreadnought battleship. But it's not a good idea to try and put these on a size 1, because for example you end up with that, where you go to pick something and it just won't attach because it can't find a spot that will fit. As you see, I'm clipping right through the part here. So hit C to cancel that. Let's set it back to size 1. And what do we want to put on? I think we'll go with this. Yeah, we'll just stick that on there. Get it somewhat centered. And I think we'll be okay. Make it go in a little, so we've got some kind of boxy ship that should be good for attaching weapons to. So we'll accept that. And then, I think that's actually a decent enough starting point. So let's add some engines. Now, there's got these different kinds of engines. Again, every part has different sizes. I'm going to go with this engine block. Let's move behind the ship and we'll put it there. Now I've got to make sure it's actually in the right position. So get it in, hit space again, and we've got an engine. But you notice if we go to the thrust info, we haven't got any engine thrust at the moment. This is because the game works by you attaching the parts and then assigning subsystems to the part. And you need subsystems in order for your parts to do something. So for example, if we go to the engine and we right click and go subsystems, you will see we've got these options for engines, we've got armor, and we've got engine boost. So we've only got room for 3 subsystems in this engine. So I'm going to stick 2 of an engine 3, and I'm going to stick an absorption plating. The different plating does different types of resistances, and I normally go with absorption and compound simply because they give multiple effects at once. Now with the cockpit section, we're going to attach a subsystem, and we're going to crucially add some sensors to it because it's going to need them. And then we'll stick some plating on here as well. So that's that set up. Now you'll see we've got some engine thrust on here. Now let's go back to the hull modules and let's find something to stick on the sides of this. So what do we got? What do we want? Let's go with that. You can see we got these, and if we go down here we can apply symmetry. So we'll turn symmetry on, and then we'll hit R until it finds the right attachment point we want. Rotate it around, and then you can see now we've got some kind of wings, I suppose. So we'll stick them about there. They look alright, so we'll just hit space. Now that's looking alright. We've got almost a space truck here more than a fighter. But we can fix that. We can put more engines on it, because, you know, more engines always helps. Let's go with this engine, I think. Yeah, that's quite big, but they have to face backwards. And we'll stick them like that. These ones should help us turn a little more, I think. So we'll attach them, and then we'll also want to go to their subsystems, and we'll give these ones the same as we did to the main one. So these should help us with our performance sum. So we'll add some compound plating, and we'll add some engine power to it. So there we go. We've got engines and we've got sensors. But you'll see we are still missing power requirements because we don't have any kind of power plant on this at the moment. And we're also missing the kinetic field generator, which we need. These go to the hull. So if we go to the hull here and go subsystems, then you can see we've got a whole load of parts that we can attach. So we're going to need a field generator, so we're going to stick one in here. Now we're going to need some kind of power generation, so we're going to stick one of those in. And then we're going to need some armor. So I'm not going to worry about a cargo bay. So I'm just going to stick in some armor plate, and then we'll see how we go. So there we go. Now we've got everything needed to fly the ship. So now if we go and check all the information, you will see we've got sensors now we can target. We've got a field, and we've got some durability, but we've got no weapons at the moment. So let's add some weapons. So we'll go across to weapon systems, and you've got these different mounts you can have. So what do we want? I think we'll go with these ones. I normally like to put these rectangular ones on, just because they look more interesting in my opinion. So we're going to want to turn off symmetry for now, and I'm going to rotate this around. Now you can set an angle snap for the rotation, but I haven't done that here. So I'm just going to put this on the top, about there. Yep, that's fine. And you can see it's lit up in gold. That's because the weapons require you to choose a weapon type to attach to them. And you do that in the same way as the subsystems. So you go here and you can see, in addition to the armor plating that you can put, you can attach various different weapons. So you've got kinetic weapons, you've got ballistic weapons, you've got missiles, and you've got lasers. So what do we want to go here? I'm thinking we will go with this Kinetic Chain Gun, because I like those. So we'll stick one of them on the top, and you can see we've got a chain gun there now. So we'll just stick another mount on the bottom. We'll have this one facing rearwards, so that if something gets behind us, we can still fire at it. So we'll stick that on, and then we'll apply the same weapon. So there we go. Now, maybe we can fit 2 more of these, so we'll stick symmetry on again, and we'll stick some of these on the side. These ones will help cover the rotation that the top one can't. So you can see we've got an issue here, and it's saying we need the overlap tool. So what you do there is you go down here, and there is this tool called the overlap, which allows you to put parts anywhere. So you can see I can adjust these to go almost anywhere. So we'll go with that, but you can see this one's too far away. So actually we'll turn off the symmetry for now, but we'll leave the overlap on, and we'll bring this one back down. I think about there is fine, so we'll stick that on. It's a little inside the ship, but that doesn't matter. We'll attach the same weapon to it, then we'll attach one on the opposite side, and we'll complete this basic ship. It's not much, but it is something that will get us started, so stick that on. Can we adjust it? Yep, we can. You can also set free roam as well as grid snapping for your ship. I tend to prefer to just leave it on the grid because it makes it easier to get things somewhat symmetrical. I can see there I haven't got this in the right spot, so if I go to modify, I can then move it back until it is. Now, that's looking okay, so we'll leave that. We'll attach a weapon to it, and there we go. So we've got a ship, we've got all weapons attached to it. It's a bit blocky, but I think we'll do okay. So how do we want to test this? Well, you test it by taking it out. So we'll go to launch. Oh, first we need to set a ship name, I forgot. So we go here, and what do we want to call it? We'll call it Block Fighter. We'll spell it properly, why don't we? So we'll call it Block Fighter, and we'll save. Now, whilst I'm talking about saving, it's interesting to note that this game does have Steam Workshop support. And there's already some very fantastically modelled ships out there that you can download. So even though the game's early days, you can see lots of interesting ship designs. And I'll fly this ship now, and then later I'll show one other thing you can do with the ships in here at this stage. So we'll go launch, and we'll overwrite ship. So whilst it loads, then we'll have a look. So here we go, we are in space now. You can see this is our ship just floating outside the station we were in. And it's quite a pretty game for the stage it's in at the moment. And you can see we've got a HUD here, we've got information telling us that's our kinetic field strength. This is our hull strength, so that's where your armor and that comes in. This is where your ammunition will be told to you if you had any. Here's your speed, and then there's a throttle indicator. And then here you have a jump drive which will allow you to warp. The bigger ships can jump wherever they want, but smaller ones like this require the use of jump gates, which you can find around on the map. Now you can see around us there's some of these icons here that are for other locations. You see that one is for a friendly station over there, for a mining station. And hostiles will appear red on the map, so if we bring up the map, you can either go to it down here or hit M. You see this is our system. Now we are in the one that has the blue triangle above it at the moment. So if we right click on that, you can see all the different sectors we've got. So let's go to Asteroid Field 1, we'll warp there. We'll watch our ship as it aligns and warps out. Here we go. Nice warp effects and nice sounds as we go into warp. Now, we don't need any thrust when we're in here because that is separate to our actual engine power. So here we go, we're in here. Now let's put some power on. So if we hit R, you can see we're throttling up. Now we have our kinetic field on at the moment, so our speed is capped. As you can see, we're not going any faster than we are at the moment. Oh, we've got a mission encounter. So if we go to there, that might actually be a good way to demonstrate our ship. But, you can see, we're maxed out at this speed. There's our field. Yet, if we hit T, the field turns off. And you can see we're now accelerating much quicker. And if we hit Shift F, we can just cruise around without any power going to our engines. So we can keep going in one direction but turn the ship in the other. This is the fun where Newtonian physics comes in. So we'll throttle up to slow ourselves down a bit because we've gotten far away from those guys. And we'll turn the field back on for now. So we hit T again. And we want to lock onto him, so we'll hit C. And we're out of range at the moment, it's telling us, but I'll fly up towards him. I'm using WSAND here. And I'll hit 1 to fire my weapon, so here they come out, and there they fire. So let's see if we can hit him. We are sort of hitting him, but we're not doing a lot of damage to him. Now one way you can do this is you can manually fly like I am, or you can hit the mouse flight and then you fly the ship with the mouse cursor. So you can see here, I've just got to try and keep the ship in my field whilst flying towards him. And we'll see what kind of damage we can do. Oh, he's flown past us. It's a little harder, the three-dimensional fighting, but that makes sense. So he's getting a bit further away. You can see we've taken his shield down a little. So we'll try and catch up to him again. Turn off the field to accelerate, then turn it on to slow down to quickly close the gap. We're taking quite a bit of fire from these lasers, but we are looking okay at the moment. So we'll come around again. We'll see what we can do. Okay, we're taking down his shields completely now, so let's try and get as much damage in as we can before they recharge. So we'll close in. Our shields are somewhat holding. Oop, there's a bit of fire. And we're closing in on him, I think. No, he's getting away, so let's catch up. And we flew past him. So that's not what I wanted to do. So let's catch up again. See, let's try and get this guy, and then we might have to get out of here. Yeah, we will. We're starting to get a little low on the shield, so let's get out of mouse flying. Look at all those fires. Look at the guns blaring away as they fire. These are all temporary sounds and effects, but I still think they're quite good in their own right. So we've got an indicator here that our shield is down. So now it's our hull. Now, your modules will take damage when your shield goes down. Therefore, it is a good idea to get out before your shield goes down if possible. But I really want to kill this guy first because we almost got him. But I think we're down. Yeah, we've lost the shields, we've lost our engines, and we've lost our sensors. So I don't think things are looking good for us at the moment. But we're going to try anyway. Keep firing. And we're surrounded in weaponry here. His shield's come back. Ours hasn't. We're picking up speed slowly, but we're not picking it up fast enough. and I don't think we're going to be able to get there. Let's try and align to this station and see if we can get in before we get blown up. Because I would rather we survive, but it's looking increasingly like we're not going to have that. So, let's bring the ship around. There's another big explosion. Oh, we're firing again as we're aligned with him, but we're not really hitting him at all. Our shield's back, so let's try and get somewhere. Let's warp to that station, even though it's like right there, if possible. No, that's not gonna happen. We really need a way to repair these modules in system if possible, but that doesn't look like it's gonna happen. So let's do an emergency warp. Let's hit Shift T. There we go. We did an emergency warp. Did we get any distance? No, we didn't, because we were aligned to this one. So we didn't really go anywhere. The jump drive has to recharge, and we're really slow now. So things aren't looking good for us. But I think we may be able to do something with this. I am not sure. Let's try and find the guy we were fighting before, if possible. So, just click on all of them. Is it that guy? Yes, is it that guy? Yes, it is. So we want to fire on him. We want to see what we can do. Whoop, there goes one ship, there goes another. And our shield's gone down a bit again. So let's get back into mouse flight mode. You can see with our engines down, we are not turning very well at all. And shields are down, and I don't think we're going to make this, but we're speeding up slowly. One thing I have to say about this game is that it has very nice music, as you can hear in the background here. So we'll go in this direction, because I don't think we're going to make the station. I'm not sure we can even dock with this station, because I haven't tried it with these mining ones. I've only tried it with the other sorts of stations. But let's see if we get really close to it. Maybe it will give us an option, as our hull is really low now. So try and turn. We're not turning well. Let's turn off the Newtonian physics by turning on the field again. And I think we're done for here, lads. Yep, there goes the ship. It blows up. As your ship atomizes around you, one thought remains in your fading consciousness. I have failed. I find it amusing that it gives you the option here to cancel death. Like, no, I don't want to die. But if you click it, it tells you death cannot be cancelled. So it's like, why would you go that? So let's go back to the shipyard. And I think I will end the video here for now, and I'll probably make another video where I make a ship that hopefully won't die in the first battle it encounters. But until then, I'm Denadon, safe landings.